Hello. Please take a seat. It's nice to meet you. My name is Belle. Welcome, and thank you for arriving on time today. So, you are here for your interview today? Good. So, I will be interviewing you today. And can you just and don't be intimidated. I might be writing some things down just to kind of get a little bit more knowledge about you, and so I can remember it later. Okay. So, have you ever worked for this company before? That's okay. We like to hire people from different companies and fields just because they bring in different experiences, so that's okay. What do you know about this job? Okay. It sounds like you've done your research. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about our company, but it sounds like you know a lot. So we are a media marketing company. We work with clients to help improve their marketing for their products. You would be in charge of the communication lines with the clients. You enjoy those things, that's great. So I've got a lot of important questions to ask you today. Before we get started, would you like water, tea, coffee? Okay, you're okay. All right. Well, if you want anything throughout, just let me know. I know sometimes when you're answering questions, you might feel a little parched, so just let me know, and I can get you water, or tea, or coffee. Okay. All right. So whenever you're ready, we can go ahead and get started. So, can you just confirm your full name for me? Excellent. And your date of birth? Okay, thank you. And what's a good contact number? Okay, so I have 555-328-0169. Okay. 68. Okay. Email. And your email address is okay, excellent, at gmail.com. Thank you. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So just tell me as much as you can, and don't worry, be confident, you can do it, okay? So, can you just tell me about your background? And how many years were you working there for? Okay, great. And what about your education? So your previous work history was interesting. Okay. Wonderful. It really seems like you have a decent amount of experience. So do you have any specific experience with media marketing? Okay, a few years. That's great. how does your experience make you a good candidate for this position? Okay, great. That's a very detailed answer. Okay, so I want you to think of one word about yourself to help tell me about your strengths. Okay, that's a great word. So tell me more. Why did you choose that word? Okay, thank you. Right, you're doing great. Okay, so you told me about your strength. Now I would like you to use one word to describe a weakness for yourself. Okay, so same thing. Tell me more about that. Why did you choose that word? Great, you're giving such detailed answers. It's so nice to hear. So what draws you to our company? Okay, so you're interested in working here because you know that this company has a good reputation, they work well with clients, it's a good work culture. Okay, yeah. Thank you. So what are the 3 most important skills for your career? Yes. Yeah, those are all very important skills that you will need to use in this position. So I like that you said those. So how familiar are you with our company's target market? I know you mentioned that you had researched our company, so what do you know about our company's target market? Yeah. Great, you definitely did your research. So if a customer writes a negative review of a product or marketing, how would you respond? That's a great response. I can tell with your answer that you have experience with that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, can you tell me about that? Okay, so how do you manage the launch of a new product? Because you will be doing that a lot in this position. Thank you. So another really important thing that we really like our employees to be able to do is just staying up to date with the latest trends and techniques. How do you go about that? That's great, yeah. So you have a lot of friends that are also in this field. You like discussing that with them. That's great. I think it's good to get others' perspectives, especially people who work at different companies because they see different things. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. Yes. So, where do you see yourself in a year? Okay, well, thank you so much for being honest about that. That's a very important quality to have. Okay, what about in 5 years? It's a tough question, yeah. Okay, so I understand that your goal is to continue to be in this field. Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about why you're wanting to leave your current employer? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you want to expand your skills. That's great. And you mentioned you've been there for about 3 years. Okay. So what do you think our company can offer that the other company cannot? Okay, great. That's a great answer. So this one might be a little bit harder, but I want you to just kind of think about it. What is your greatest personal struggle or limitation in supervising others? So if you were the lead, what do you think is the hardest part about that? Yeah, I agree. So can you give me an example of a time when you overcame one of your limitations? Great. So how did you grow traffic in your last role? Excellent. I love that you're sharing numbers because we look at numbers a lot. So when you think about if you get this position, what do you want your roles to be? What do you want your job to look like when you come into the office every day? Yeah, that sounds like a very good description of what your job will be. It sounds like you're very informed on this position. So, what do you think your responsibilities will be for this job? Mm-hmm. Okay. And what are your favorite content promotion strategies? So you use social media and email a lot? Okay. And how do you pair those two together? Okay. Great. What is your favorite piece of recent content? That's great. I like how you're sharing about your project that you're working on now. Okay. Wonderful. So, do you prefer to work alone or with others? A bit of both. Okay. Would you say you're more introverted or extroverted? Okay. And do you feel comfortable reaching out to clients on the phone and through meetings? You do. Okay, that's great. That is a big part of your position here. So you will be reaching out to clients daily. You'll be holding meetings. So that's great that you're comfortable with that. And what skills do you think you're going to use in this position? Yeah, I definitely think you will use all of those. Do you feel like you are confident in conversations? Okay. I can tell that you are. So, how do you interact with new people, clientele? You would need to host meetings about your marketing with new clients, so that's good that you feel comfortable doing that. Do you live in the area? Okay, you do, yeah, okay, great. So the commute wouldn't be too bad for you, okay? You like, oh, okay. How do you get to work now? Well, that's good to know. What are you the most proud of? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's awesome. What are you working on getting better at currently? You want a new job, yeah. So tell me something about you that is not related to your occupation. Thank you for sharing that. We like our employees to have hobbies outside of work so you don't get so involved with work. Everyone needs a break, and it's great that you have hobbies. Sounds like. So, where did you hear about this job? Excellent. So, tell me about a time where you recommended a certain action that turned out to be incorrect. Everyone makes mistakes, and that's okay. I just want to know about what happened and kind of how you got out of that. Excellent, thank you. It sounds like you have great problem-solving skills. So, what kind of management style do you prefer? Do you like to be given a lot of space to work, or do you prefer a more hands-on style with a lot of direction? A little bit of both? Can you tell me about that? Mm-hmm. because this position you will have some projects that you're doing on your own, but you will also be working on a team. So our teams here are very close, they're all friends, so it's important that you are able to work on a team, but you also be able to work on your own. So can you describe a time when you had to work with highly creative people? What was your work relationship like? So, can you tell me about a time when you had a conflict with a coworker or manager? It's a tough question, yeah. And what did you do to handle that situation? Okay. What was the result? So you will be the new person on the team. How are you going to build that positive team spirit with your new members, your new coworkers? That's great. I would love to have you on my team. So, what motivates you? Sounds like you would be a great fit with our team. You know, our team is very tight-knit, collaborative. We're smaller, but you know, one bad apple could spoil the bunch. So we want to make sure that someone that we hire and bring in really fits in. Okay, and how do you prefer to communicate with your coworkers? Do you like to talk to them on the phone, email, face-to-face, text? Okay. Combo of all three. Okay, that's great. So tell me about your ideal work environment. Yeah, you want to enjoy it. Yeah, I agree. You spend a lot of your life with your coworkers, so you want to make sure that get along with your coworkers, you enjoy them. Yeah, you work there every day. I agree. I like that you're so interested in the kind of office that you want to be at. It's very important. Okay, so sometimes we work with clients out of state. Would you be willing to travel for this occupation? Yes, you did it at your old job. Okay. So we would pay for all the expenses, food, hotel, transportation while you're there. So I'm glad that you are willing to do that. And what do you think draws you to this industry? You think you're creative? Okay. And you have good brainstorming. Alright, so what was your previous wage? Okay, and was that salaried? So ours is higher. It's about 30 to 35 higher. And your hours may be flexible, so some days may be longer, some days may be shorter. What would you prefer? So we're more than happy to work with our employees with what works best for you. I know you have a life outside of this job, so we want to make sure that you're happy and things work with your schedule. So sometimes, you know, people will work from home for the day. Sometimes they'll come in and work for a full day. Sometimes they'll come in for half days. As long as you're completing your projects, that is okay. Right, okay, so do you have any questions for me? So let me put my lip balm on. Lips are a little chapped. Okay, so the culture of the company. I like this question. So I find that my team enjoys to work together. We're all friends and we all understand that when we spend so much time together, we really want to get along. We communicate very well. We're talking daily, hourly, making sure that we are on the same page. Yeah. We really focus on each other's inputs and we try to value everyone's opinions. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Well, I learned a lot of great things about you, and I appreciate you coming in today. It's been wonderful interviewing you. I will be in touch with you early next week. So we have about 3 more interviews that we're going to do today and tomorrow. But I will contact you. I have your phone number and your email, so I will let you know. And if we do want to proceed, what we'll do is you'll meet the team, and then you can kind of see how you feel about them too, and how they feel about you. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. You did a wonderful